This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the 877 Cars for Kids jingle. It's the Ham Talk Live jingle. Good evening, everyone. This is Ham Talk Live, episode number 200. Celebrating 200 episodes recorded live on Thursday, February 20th, 2020. We've got all kinds of 20s going on here. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to episode number 200 of Ham Talk Live. Tonight, we're doing something different. We're going to take your calls all throughout the show tonight. And I'm going to play some of my favorite moments from the first 199 episodes. And during each segment, I'll switch over to answer the phones, and we're going to ask a trivia question. So if you've been paying attention to the show, then maybe you'll know the answer. And if you haven't been paying attention to the show, you can always go look it up. Or if you listen to the clip, you might just hear the answer. So maybe you just pay attention. But anyway, we're going to give away some prizes tonight, and the first person to call in with the correct answer on each clip tonight will win a prize. So thanks to ICOM America for giving us 3 ICOM swag bags to give away. Tower Electronics gave prize packs with their famous PL259s and a pack of power poles and all kinds of helpful parts and tools. And then LDG Electronics is giving away a $200 tuner in honor of the 200th episode. So thank you, LDG, for making that happen. They have been wanting to sponsor the show, and we haven't had room. So they decided to get involved with the giveaway tonight, so we thank them for that. And we will take your calls in just a few minutes. Well, last week here on the show, Dustin Thomas, N8RMA, was here to talk about the 2020 State of the Hobby Survey. And if you missed that show, you can listen anytime at hamtalklive.com or on your favorite podcast app or on YouTube. Or you can catch the rebroadcast of the show on WTWW. That's 5085 5085 AM. Saturday evenings at about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're listening to us live on Thursday night, you're going to have a chance to call in and win. So let me give you the phone number so you can have it on speed dial. And as soon as you know the answer, you can give us a call at 859-982-7373. Again, that new phone number is 859-982-7373. Before each clip, we'll ask a Ham Talk Live trivia question, and if you call in with the correct answer, you'll win. So we'll be right back to do this right after this word from ICOM America, right here on Ham Talk Live. Get out and be active with ICOM's new IC705 and its optional multifunction backpack. The IC705 is your perfect QRP companion, as you have base station features and functionality at the tip of your fingers in a portable package covering HF 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters. This compact rig weighs in at 1 kilogram or just over 2 pounds, with RF direct sampling for most of the HF band and IF sampling for frequencies above 25 megahertz, and a large 4.3-inch color touchscreen with live band scope and waterfall. It runs 5 watts with a battery, 10 watts with a power supply. It has sideband, CW, AM, FM, and full D-Star functions, a micro USB connector, Bluetooth, wireless LAN, micro SD card slot, integrated GPS with antenna and GPS logger, and the speaker mic comes standard and supports QRP operations. The perfect accessory for your IC705 is the optional backpack, LC192, with a special compartment for your IC705 and room for accessories for soda activations or just a day in the park. Visit ICOMAmerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
Right now, you could be taking a de-expedition to North Korea and work the pile-up of the century. But instead, you've decided to listen to Ham Talk Live. We thank you. And now, here's Neil Rapp with more of the show.
I think I could listen to that bumper music 50 times a day. Well, welcome back to episode number 200 of Ham Talk Live. ICOM has graciously donated some swag bags, so we're going to start with one of those. We're going to give away one of those if you can answer the trivia question correctly. So again, this is how this works. I'll ask a trivia question from a previous episode of Ham Talk Live, and then I'll play a clip from that episode. And while that clip is playing, I will take phone calls at 859-982-7373, and the first person to call in with the correct answer will win the prize. Now, if you don't know the answer, keep listening, because you may well get a hint if you listen. So the first prize is going to be one of the ICOM swag bags. So be sure to call in. It's 859. You can't call yet. I haven't asked the question yet. So 859-982-7373 is the phone number. So if you know the answer, then give us a call, and we'll try to manage that. And it's a one-man show here, so I got to try to manage all of this myself. Well, if you're listening to us on WTWW or on the podcast edition, I'm sorry, but this has been recorded on Thursday night, so you're not going to be able to call in and win. So my apologies for that. And let's see here. Well, the show started with a demo episode. My best friend Eric Bonham, N9KDB, was on the show, and we did just a short show just to have something online and kind of talk a little bit about some things going on. And we talked about, a little bit of this and that. And then I asked Dr. Scott Wright, K0MD, to be my first guest on the first official episode. And you had a chance to get to know me a little bit better, because we got to know each other pretty early on in life and in ham radio. He was a teenager, and I was probably 9 or something. And, it gave us a chance to get acquainted a little bit. But on the second episode, Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, came on the show, and we played a game show. I think it was the first time we ever had a ham radio game show on. But it was called Would You Rather? So here's the question. Here's the trivia question. How did Don answer? Would you rather get hit by a live turkey dropped from a helicopter, or your city attacked by a monster lizard? So which one did Don answer? Did he say he'd rather get hit by a live turkey dropped from a helicopter? Of course, this is a WKRP in Cincinnati reference. Or your city attacked by a monster lizard. As soon as you know the answer, give us a call at 859-982-7373. And now here's Don with Would You Rather on episode number 2.
We're going to do this, and this is something I've been looking forward to all week. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in ham radio media history, at least that I know of, we're going to play a game show.
You are so starved for entertainment.
Since Don is so much fun when he doesn't have to be serious, and he's probably the only guest that I'll ever have that's crazy enough to do anything this silly, it's time to play the Ham Talk Live version of Would You Rather.
Oh, Lord. All right, let me strap in. All right, I think I'm ready.
Yeah, strap in, and here we go. Okay, so
right.
So here's the first one, and by the way, if you play along at home, you can do this on Twitter. My assistant, Nick, is standing by on Twitter to post this on Twitter so you can vote. Just look for Ham Talk Live, and you can vote on some of these. So would you rather get an RF burn or an electrical shock?
I have had both, and the RF burn lasts longer. So I would rather have the jolt than the burn.
Yeah, that's... I ran this by some of the kids, and they said the same thing. So,
yeah.
Would you rather be locked up in a room for an entire day with Bob Heil or Gordon West?
Wow. See, now that's as much as I love Gordon, I think it would probably be Bob, because some of the coolest moments or periods of time I've spent. One of them was in Huntsville, Alabama last year. Went out to dinner with Bob. It was me, Bob, and Joe Eisenberg, K0NEB. And when you get Bob by himself, I mean, you can see, you see Bob at Hamfest and it's cool and everything, but you're in the middle of a human pileup. When you can get Bob just by himself, school is in session. All the stories from his rock and roll days and talking about, Klipsch, his mentor, and just everything, oh my God. Now, taking nothing away from Gordon, because back in, was it 99, 2000, something like that? I think it may have been 2000, my second trip to Dayton. I'm talking to Gordon, and he's like, well, I'm going to be in New Orleans, like in a couple of months. If you want, I'll do one of my stage shows. If you want to put that together and find a venue, I'll do it for free, since I'm going to be there for business anyway. I said, sure. So I put together the Gordon West appearance in New Orleans. And so anyway, I got to spend some good quality time with Gordon, too. I actually drove around in my pickup truck with a cassette recorder, and I interviewed him for Newsline just driving around in the truck. Gordon came to my house and met Dawn and Tyler. Tyler was not quite a year old. And then we took Gordon, myself and two or three, 4 people from the Ham Radio Club. We took Gordon out on a swamp tour where Gordon fed marshmallows to alligators. So I've had some cool one-on-one time with both of those guys. But I got to tell you, it's so special to just sit alone with Heil and just listen, especially for an audio guy and a rock and roll guy like myself. It's just it's golden.
Sure. All right, we're running out of time, so we're going to have to go rapid fire here. So
I know I'm long.
Okay, here's the next one: hit by a live turkey dropped from a helicopter, or your city attacked by a monster lizard.
As God is my witness.
Exactly.
WKRP. Okay, drop by a turkey or my city attack. I would probably be mesmerized by the sight of this turkey falling on me, that I wouldn't be able to avoid it. But having grown up in Oklahoma and spent lots of time down here, I know how to run away from both tornadoes and hurricanes. So I think I'll take the lizard.
All right. Go without internet for a week or radio waves for a week. Now, radio waves includes Wi-Fi.
But Wi-Fi and internet would be the same thing. So.
Well, yeah.
Oh man, do I have to? I don't know. I'd probably just have to sleep.
Okay. Get cut by a Harry's razor or take the wrong person's pill pack.
Oh, I've never been cut by a Harry's razor. So probably take the wrong person's pill pack because that would, well, you know, I mean, you don't want to mix. It's just like being pulled over by the policeman and he says, "Sir, have you been drinking?" And your friend over in the shotgun seat says, "Are you insane? Do you think this man is dumb enough to mix alcohol and drugs?" You know.
Take a sledgehammer to a TS-2000 or an IC-7100.
The 2000 would be a bigger target, and I had a 2000 get hit by lightning, so I've kind of done that already. So I'll say take the sledgehammer to the 2000 because I never did like that radio.
Oh, no. Okay, tell your wife that how much you really paid for your radio gear, or climb your tower in a rainstorm to replace the feed line.
Climb the tower.
Oh, wow.
Climb the tower.
Work the sewage pumper truck at the Hamvention or the complaint desk.
The complaint desk. No one wants to be a Rumpke Ranger.
Program all the channels in your handheld manually or take the extra class test over.
As I'm looking at my Bofang, I believe I'd rather take the extra test over.
Yeah, I think so. Spend an entire evening on 14313 or 3898.
Oh, God. Does the radio have to be on?
Yes.
How much can I drink? And what time of the day it is, because I want to pick the one with the least propagation.
There you go. There you go. Well, there you have it, folks. It's the Ham Talk Live version.
Would you rather?
Would you rather?
And thank you, but I'd rather not.
Dodd Wilbanks. All contestants on Ham Talk Live, Would You Rather, do not win a new car, do not win a home version of the game, and do not even win a measly box of Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. Wow. Be sure to tune in next time to Ham Talk Live, Would You Rather, assuming we're still on the air after we just did that. All right. Gotta go. Coming up next is your chance to call in. We'll try to cram in one call here. You can Skype us at Ham Talk Live or give us a call at 812-NET-HAM1. Ham Talk Live may be back after this word.
Don't count on it.
From Tower Electronics.
Oh my goodness, that was fun. Well, we do have a winner. Paul Brown, WD9GCO, knew that it was the Monster Lizard. So congratulations to Paul, and we'll send you an ICOM swag bag your way soon, and thanks for playing. So next, we fast forward to episode number 9, when once again, same theme. We have another game show, and Don was on again. I think that was a setup. But we played Name That Rig. It was a contest, and Andy Morrison, K9AWM, was the contestant. And Don Wilbanks, AE5DW, was on the show again. And so this really, well, there's a story behind this. We'll tell you about it after we play the clip. But the question here for you all, the trivia question is, what was the brand of receiver? You only have to come up with the brand that was from the recording for Name That Rig. So as soon as you know the answer, give us a call at 859-982-7373, and you'll win a prize pack from Tower Electronics. So here's Andy and Don with Name That Rig from episode number 9.
We've got a few minutes here, and we wanted to try something new with the show, and so we're going to try to do some live contests. And Don, I know you are a big fan of WKRP in Cincinnati, like I am.
Yes, I am.
Because we work in radio and we realize how real a lot of that stuff is. like the time that they call up and say, "Well, why didn't you say that the radio station was off the air?" Well, the radio station is off the air. How are we going to
Yeah.
announce to you that
Exactly.
the radio station is off the air? when
Exactly.
The radio station is off the air. So there's all kinds of great things. Of course, the turkey drop was always big, but there was
Yep.
this one episode where Dr. Johnny Fever and Venus Flytrap had to come up with a contest. So in the spirit of that contest, it's the game show music once again. In the spirit of that episode, it's time to give you sort of a chance to win a special prize just for you. It's time to play Name That Rig.
I'm frightened.
So, you probably should be. But
Yeah.
here's how this is going to work. You give us a call. It's 812-NET-HAM1 right now. Give us a call. And Don's going to be here, and Don's going to try to play this too. And you can either take his guess or you can take your own guess. So give us a call, 812-NET-HAM1, and it's going to be your chance to win. So, and we have a very special prize just for you. And we do, unlike last time we did this game show thing with Don, we do have a consolation prize this time, because last time we said weren't even giving away any rice-a-roni. So,
The San Francisco treat.
The San Francisco treat. So
That's
we
right.
do have that. Okay. So
Chicago,
you got a call.
609.
Yes. Yes. You got a call. Oh, and we have a call.
Oh, no.
We have a call. We have our contestant, and I think I know who our contestant is, but I'm going to ask anyway. Who's our lucky winner?
Well, this is Andy, K9AWM in Indiana.
Oh, I was right. Hi, Andy. And thank
Hello,
you
Andy.
for giving us a call. So here's how you play Name That Rig. Okay, I'm going to play an unaltered recording from a genuine, real, produced, not homebrew, amateur radio. And what you have to do is you have to tell me the make and model of the receiver that they're using. Okay, so you listen, and then Don, you're going to listen and make your guess, and then Andy, you can either take his guess or you can make your own guess. But if you get the make and the model of the receiver correct, you win your very own brand new ICOM IC7300. So how's that?
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
A
That would be awesome.
Your
Wow.
very own IC7300.
Holy cow.
Wow.
That's a
So-
big time right here.
And now the
this is
pressure's
it.
on, Don.
No kidding. Yeah, I know.
No pressure. Yeah, no pressure, Will Banks. Here we go.
God.
All right, here you go. You got to listen. All right, here it is. Okay, there you go, Don.
Well,
I'll even play it again for you.
Yeah, play it again. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say that is a Swan 350.
Okay, that's Don's guess.
That's my
Andy?
guess.
Well, since I don't have any better guess, I guess I'll jump on the Don bandwagon here and go with the Swan as well.
Oh, you poor soul.
Okay, so Swan 350 is the final answer.
Well, it's
We'll-
what's the one
we'll
we're
go
going
with the final
with.
answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I'll tell you what, you about gave me a heart attack because you're really, really close.
Really?
You're really, really close. So here's the answer.
Wanted to show a quick video of my Swan twins. This is
Oh.
just the 600R.
Wow.
Wow.
So I had the make right.
You had the make right. You just had the wrong one.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
my. Well, we were
Wow.
closer than I figured we were.
That, no kidding. So I started to say 500CX because I actually had a 500CX. And so, wow, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that was close. Well, let's see if we'll give you another chance to win, Andy. So you could win an official Ham Talk Live glow-in-the-dark rubber duck. Not an antenna. It's a real rubber duck. You answer this question correctly. Who's the tech CEO ham? A, Larry Page, the CEO of Google. B, Brad Smith, the Intuit CEO. Or C, John Sculley, the former Apple CEO.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know either of them, so when in doubt, go with C.
Oh, that's correct.
Hey, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, John Sculley, the former Apple CEO, is K2HEP. So you're the very first winner of the Ham Talk Live glow-in-the-dark rubber duck. So, Andy, I will get that to you, and thanks for playing the contest nobody could win. I mean, name that rig.
No, but we came close. We came close, Andy. Congratulations on the rubber duck. That's cool.
Yeah, well, you take what you can get.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
That's hilarious.
All right. Well, hopefully we had some fun with that. Thanks for playing along, Andy. I'll get that to you.
All right. Well, it's episode number 200 of Ham Talk Live. And we have another lucky winner. Jocelyn Bro, KD8VRX, knew that it was a swan. But the story on that, this was before ICOM was a sponsor, and no one gave that radio. I was going to pay for the radio because I was so sure nobody could possibly just figure out what the radio was just by listening to it. And then Don comes on and says it's 1350, and it was just a model off. It was the twins. Wow. I was thinking, well, that was $1,000 mistake, but we got Andy the rubber duck. We got his picture with the rubber duck and everything. It's a glow in the dark rubber duck even. So thanks, Andy, for playing along with that. And congratulations to Jocelyn Bro, KD8VRX. And I'll get that Tower Electronics prize pack with the PL259s, the power poles, and all kinds of good stuff your way soon. So thanks for playing. Okay, we've got one more. And by the way, the show may go a little long tonight. Just warning you. One more clip here before the commercial break with one of our most famous guests. On episode number 49, astronaut, inventor, builder, and son of the first ham radio operator live from space, Richard Garriott, W5KWQ, was on the show to talk about his new book and his time operating ham radio on the International Space Station. So here's the trivia question. Who did Richard's current call sign, W5KWQ, originally belong to? And as soon as you know the answer, give us a call at 859-982-7373. We're going to give away another ICOM swag bag. So here's Richard talking about his ham radio experiences back on episode number 49. His new book, Explore, Create, chronicles his life from the early days of video gaming through his space flight and to the present day. So, Richard, thank you so much for coming on Ham Talk Live tonight.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Great to be with you. And boy, it's not often I hear somebody read the whole bio. That's I've had a lot of fun in my life, as you can tell.
Yeah, certainly. You've had a great batch of experiences, and tonight we want to focus on your trip to the International Space Station. And I know you could talk about this for weeks on end. Mm-hmm. And we don't have that long. We have 45 minutes, and they cut me off. So,
no problem.
So tell us a little bit about the trip, and maybe focus more on how ham radio played a role in that.
Sure, of course. You mentioned my father, W5LFL. When I was young, let me back up from the space flight and kind of introduce my journey through ham as well. My father, before he became an astronaut, he and my grandfather, whose call sign I now have, W5KWQ, the two of them went and got certified together when My dad was high school, college age, and when my parents moved to Houston, Texas, where my father was an astronaut, and my grandfather still lived back in Enid, Oklahoma, the ham rig was set up in my father's office, and every other night or so, that was sort of the way we sat down and had long talks with Grandpa, was with our ham rig. And so so I grew up with ham as a common tool of the household. And so by the time I flew, my father had already taken the first ham radio setup to space aboard STS-9, the ninth launch of the space shuttle. And that was the first time an astronaut in space spoke to the general public directly. And as you obviously know, ham radio operators around the globe could speak with my dad, including, I remember some of his favorites were people like King Hussein of Jordan, the previous king of Jordan. Was a big ham, and we had a chance to speak directly from space with him. And so when we began to put together the plan for my own space flight, I was going to be flying 25 years almost to the day from my father's shuttle flight. And so I knew that as his son and on such a good milestone, I would be remiss if I did not also not only take ham radios or operate ham radios when I was on board, but try to kind of push it up a notch from the status quo. And as many of the hams out there who do some contacts with either the ISS or satellites, you probably know, or some of them may know, there's actually a couple of radios that have been on board the International Space Station for many, many years, and it's not uncommon for astronauts and cosmonauts to use those radios. And so the addition that I did is I took up slow scan television. And so I took up a handheld microphone addition that has a slow scan TV device in it. And that way, when I was doing other experiments, and so I couldn't be at the radio myself, I would hook up this slow scan television device, and I could leave it at a window, sort of automatically taking a picture every couple of minutes and transmitting it down, and taking a picture again and transmitting it down. And so therefore, the radio would be in use as close to 24/7 as I could, and people could get, even if there wasn't somebody live to talk to, they could get an echo, kind of a selfie portrait of themselves from the International Space Station while I was up there. And but I have to tell you, one of the other things I did that I had good fun with was because I was doing the slow scan TV activities, and I had a laptop in the loop as well. It also meant that the day I arrived on the station, as I was just getting all the gear set up, I brought a folder full of images, of pre-selected images that I could transmit down for the first few orbits around the Earth that I personally had fun with, where I sent down images of either test patterns from like the old-fashioned television test patterns, or a variety of eye tests, and then some kind of comical pieces like pictures of a side of ham, ham in space, and or pictures of my dad's, speaking from his ham radio aboard the shuttle. So in any case, I had a great time setting it up. I had a great time doing it, and but some of the most interesting things that I remember from operating in ham was not only just the great conversations I had with people truly all over the globe, but also how impressed I was with the community when I would do things like, it might be, for the crew, it might have been 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, let's call it. I might have woken up in the middle of the night to go to the head or something. I would drift back by past the ham radio that is sitting by a window. I'd look out the window, and I might be looking down at, say, Australia. And it was, in the case I'm describing, it was dark over Australia. It was, everyone in the ground would have known that the crew was asleep. This was a sleep schedule, and so there would be no real reason to expect anyone on board the International Space Station to be communicating down. But all I had to do was click the transmit button on the microphone, and immediately I'd be swamped with 3 or 4 attempts at contact. And so it was really quite amazing to just think about the fact that, when you're up there as an astronaut, and that there's still people all over the world who just have their gear turned on, tuned in, and nearby, to where if you just cycle the microphone, they will assume that that's a live body up there attempting to transmit, which in this case it absolutely was, and had great 2 a.m. conversations as I traveled across, in this case, Australia at 17,000 miles an hour.
All right. Well, that was Richard Gary at W5KWQ. And our lucky winner tonight is RJ, WY7AA. RJ knew that that was his grandfather's call sign, so congratulations. And an ICOM swag bag is coming your way soon. So thanks for calling in, RJ. Appreciate it, and appreciate the tweet earlier as well. Well, hey, we're running a little long tonight, but we're having some fun. We're going to give away some more prizes. We've got 4 more to do after the break. So let's take a break right now, and we'll come back and play some more trivia and some more clips from the first 199 episodes right after this word from Tower Electronics right here on Ham Talk Live.
Hey, honey, have you seen the PL259s anywhere?
No, I haven't. Come on, kids. Let's go.
There's just one place to go for all of your connector needs.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
A giant warehouse of connectors and adapters for every occasion. Thousands to choose from in every shape, size, and color. And they have antennas, soldering supplies, cables, meters, and more. Where do you go if you want to buy a connector at a fraction of retail cost?
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
And this weekend only, take advantage of our special liquidation sale. Buy 9 solder-type PL259s, get the 10th one for just 1 penny. They make great Christmas presents. And what better way to say I love you than with the gift of a PL259?
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Tower Electronics.
Hi, I'm Scott Cole, KB9AMM, president of Tower Electronics. I like the company so much that I bought it.
Tower Electronics, coming to a Hamfest near you, or online at pl-259.com. And we're in the yellow pages under Amateur Radio Connectors.
My, wherever did you get that lovely PL259?
Tower Electronics, pl-259.com, or call 920-435-2973.
Do we sell PL259 connectors?
We put the ham in Ham Talk Live.
Tower Electronics is back out on the road. They're in Dalton, Georgia this weekend, February 22nd. And then Cave City, Kentucky, March 7th. And March 15th, Maumee, Ohio. That's in the Toledo area. And then April 18th, they'll be back up in Wisconsin. They'll be up near Madison at Staunton, Wisconsin. But you can visit them anytime at pl-259.com. And Ham Talk Live is on the air every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at hamtalklive.com. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And thanks to everybody for all the well wishes and congratulations. And Jacob mentioned, let's see if I can get Jacob's call sign here. KG7EQN. He says, congratulations on 200 episodes. It's hard to pick a favorite. The Long Island CW Club show was one of his favorites. And the one with Ruth Willett, KM4LAO, was some of his favorites. But he was hoping that no one says the B word tonight. Well, actually, during the first clip, Will Banks said the B word, so we'll get it in here. Yeah, somebody said the Baofeng word, so we got the Baofeng in there. So, all right, well, let's move along here. We've got some more stuff to give away and some more clips to listen to, and our next favorite moment is from Denmark at 3 a.m. Andrew and Lisa from the Ham Band were on the show live from Denmark and even got up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., to talk about these ham radio songs that they have. And, of course, these are the people who did the Ham Band video from the tower. He was wearing a tux up on the tower and just went viral. So if you can tell us where this Ham Band album was recorded, what city did Andrew and Lisa record the Ham Band album? Give us a call at 859-982-7373, and you're going to pick up a prize pack from Tower Electronics. So here's Andrew and Lisa from the Ham Band on episode 75. But tonight, we're talking about another band they formed, and that's the Ham Band. Yes, it's the people who made that video from atop that 100-foot tower. They're here to talk with you this evening. And actually, it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Denmark, and I gave them a chance to do this pre-recorded, and they said, no, we want to do it live, and they may be regretting that decision right now as they're loading up on coffee. So Andrew and Lisa, thank you so much for coming on the show anyway.
Yeah, but it's nice to be here, and a lot of coffee, and we'll be okay. And Lisa's here too?
Yes, and it's pitch dark outside, and our dog refused to come over to the radio room, so he's still asleep in the big house.
Sensible guy.
Yeah, I'd say it's sensible. So thank you so much for being up at 3 a.m. for the show. It's a pleasure to have you here. And a few years ago, this music video that you guys made, Come and Join Us on the Airwaves, it went viral over here, at least. It was playing on a big screen TV at Dayton a few years ago, and it's been a big topic of discussion in the ham radio club that I do at my school, that we always play that video, and they always sing. They're singing it, half the time. And so I thought, we ought to reach out and see if you'd come on the show and talk a little bit about how you made that video. But before we do that, you were kind enough to send me a copy of your whole CD called Seek You, of course, which that's a play on CQ. And I had a chance to listen to it on a drive home one night last week, and I was really, really impressed, and I've been looking forward to doing the show because the wit of some of these lyrics and the quality of this CD was just so impressive. And I know you guys are fans of the Spurious Emissions Band. We've had them on, and they do some rock and roll parodies. But this is some original country songs about ham radio and some of the real struggles in ham's lives. So tell us about the CD and the musicians that you used for making that recording.
Well, we were in the middle of doing a recording in Nashville, and which is where we do all our recording. And I had this idea, let's see whether we can write a lot of songs that really do tell the whole story about amateur radio. And I was so lucky at the time I decided to write the songs. It was, nothing, it's not recently, but there's not a lot new happened in amateur radio since we did the album. So it was very, very lucky that we chose the right time. And we got the best musicians in the world playing the music. So it turned out quite nice, and I think more than 1 million people have seen the video, and a few people have bought the album. Not enough, and amateur radio's not an expensive hobby at all, in my opinion. But the way we do it at Oscar Zulu 5 Echo in Denmark, we we're quite an advanced station. We've got a lot of nice antennas, and the music side of things, it keeps us happy because every time we do a contest or work DX, the people say, "Hey, isn't that Andrew from the hand band?" So I think we've made a couple of people happy going.
Yeah, and these musicians from Nashville, tell us some of the people they play with. They've played with in the past.
Well, the owner of the studio is Wayne Moss, and he everybody knows that the Roy Orbison song "Pretty Woman," and it goes dong 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 dong, and the guy who played that riff was Wayne Moss, who owns the studio. He didn't even play on the record, and then the bass player. I don't know if anybody remembers that the Buddy Holly, when his plane crashed. There was Waylon Jennings and a gentleman called, just a moment, my mind is, it's the middle of the night. But
Tommy Alsop.
Yeah, Tommy Alsop. Now, Tommy Alsop played the bass on this record, and he was the guy who flipped a coin with the Big Bopper, and the Big Bopper got the seat on the plane, and he died in the crash, and Tommy Alsop lived to play the bass on the ham band. Go ahead.
Well, that's a deal there. That's a deal to play for the ham band. That's a good
and then
thing.
Some other people. We've got a lot of really good musicians. So the strange thing about the record is that it is far better than you might imagine. It's really. It sounds like a parody, and it sounds like we are not a serious bunch of musicians, but I can tell you we really are. And we've got mixed reception. Few people think that it's ridiculous to sing songs about amateur radio, and to be honest, they're absolutely right.
And sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. Well, I admit... country music isn't usually my style, even though, ironically, when I worked in radio, I was a DJ at a country music station for about 3 years. But when I listened to this CD, it was just so entertaining, and I just kept listening over and over again. And the last song that we're going to play tonight, I don't know how many times I've listened to that song in the last week. But one of the jokes I always heard about country music, and Rascal Flatts even made a song about it, is what happens when you play a country song backwards? Do you know?
I have no idea. Tell us.
Oh, you get your wife back, you get your dog back, your truck starts running again. Now, I didn't hear anything about dogs or trucks, but Lisa, I did notice there were several songs that had to do with hams that didn't keep their wives happy because they were on the radio all the time. So is that a real struggle?
Well, in our little family, it's actually not a struggle because Andrew never goes off to work and leaves me at home because we work together. We've been professional musicians together for over 40 years. So we're together 24 hours a day. So I think it's actually quite relaxing when he goes to his radio room and gives me and the dog a little bit of peace and quiet. So we're probably not a very typical ham radio family.
All right, well, that was the ham band, and thanks to Chris, AA4CB, he knew that the answer was Nashville. So congratulations, and Tower Electronics prize pack with their famous PL259s, power poles, and all kinds of stuff is coming your way. So thanks, Chris, for calling in. So our next moment comes from episode number 99. Now, episode number 99 is our most listened to episode. Rob Sherwood, NC0B, actually holds the distinction of being number 1 and number 2 in the most listened episodes of Ham Talk Live. And this episode, number 99, got over 6,900 plays. It's almost 7,000 plays. And he was talking about his way to measure radios and make comparisons. And he was evaluating a new radio that had just been out for a short time at that point, and was comparing it to some of the other radios on his list. So if you know what radio that was that he was on episode number 99 talking about and evaluating and comparing, give us a call at 859-982-7373, and we're going to give away another ICOM swag bag. So here's Rob Sherwood.
Direct sampling radios are vastly different from your legacy radio. One thing I want to explain, people go to my website a lot, and there's a lot of information there. They sometimes get carried away and think there's only one number in the world that you should look at, and that's kind of crazy. And I've mentioned that virtually every presentation I've made, from Contest University to all the Hamfest I've had the pleasure to speak at. You need to look at the whole picture. But of course, this table is sorted some way. You have to sort it by something, and it's sorted by close-in dynamic range, which is most critical for CW pileups, de-expeditions, and contests. Now, it's kind of funny that the top radio that's been on my website since, 2014 was the Flex 6700, but it was only on the top when the preamp was on, and the league tested it a few months later in the early 2015, and they got the same result. The preamp made the legacy numbers, the way we measure radios like for the last 40 years, it made it slightly better, even though you really don't want to run the preamp on the lower bands. That'd be crazy. But then I had another sample that came in 2 years later, and in 2017, and I was testing it along with the Elecraft K3S, and for whatever reason, turning on the preamp no longer made the numbers a little bit bigger. So you'll see on my website that the even though the K3 or the K3S didn't change from testing it a few years later, or on this case on 10 meters, because I was really trying to compare the two and make apples and apple comparison. So we just have to consider that somewhat of an anomaly. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the 6700. It's just, I just say take the number with the preamp off as the number that you should really compare. So we've got the ICOM 7851 ahead. Well, I would hope so. It's $13,500. The Hilberling is ahead, but it's not really a CW radio. It's mostly a sideband radio. So it doesn't have all the features you'd want, like QSK or really tight selectivity, even though they did drastically upgrade it from a 500 hertz filter to a 250. But, sometimes in a contest or a pileup, you need to go down to 150 or 100. So the Hilberling with crystal filters can't do that. And then there's the somewhat anomaly in it. The KX3 is listed also fairly high, but you have to consider, read the footnotes. And if you look at its opposite sideband rejection, it's a phasing radio. The numbers are not all that high. So you just have to say, okay, I have to kind of get a handle on what the numbers mean and read the white paper you can click on that explains all that. So where did it come in? It in the companion receiver, the R8600, of course, it's a DC to light radio. They came in at the same numbers at 98 dB for the close-in dynamic range with IP+. So really, I've said for a long time, if you've got an 85, let alone a 90 dB radio, you've got a good radio. There's approximately 12.5 radios that are going to perform well for most people most of the time. We don't stress our radios to the max all the time. It's a good thing, because all those radios we had back in the up conversion only days, that was like 20 years or more, starting with the TR7 and up through like the Pro 3, they were 70 dB radios, 70, and they were sort of okay on sideband and not really adequate on CW, but that's all we had. So luckily, if they didn't work at all, you couldn't have bought them. You couldn't have used them. So most of the time we can get away with, 85, 90 dB radios, and the 7610 is one of those.
All right. Well, that was Rob Sherwood, NC0B from Sherwood Engineering, and Rich, WB3EGD, knew that it was the IC7610 from ICOM. So congratulations, and appropriately enough, we have an ICOM swag bag coming your way soon. So thanks for playing. Well, we have 2 more chances to win. Next, we're going to episode 121 when we talk to Don N1DG live from Baker Island on the Baker Island DXpedition. So if you know what caused the delay of getting the camp set up on Baker Island, or the main cause of the delay of getting all the gear set up and ready to go, give us a call at 859-982-7373, and we've got another prize pack from Tower Electronics to give away. So here is Don from Baker Island live on episode 121. Hopefully we'll be able to get to these guys. You got to dial 27 numbers to reach Baker Island, so it takes a little while, and we couldn't get through our normal way here. So
okay, we've reached the Baker Island Bar.
We got it.
Don around?
The Baker Island Bar and Grill.
Hello? Oh, hey, Kevin. How are you? It's Marty.
Good. Little hot, little sweaty, little tired.
Little hot?
Dirty.
Okay, is Don around? Or do I have you?
Yeah, here he is. Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, Don.
Okay, cool. N1DG here.
Tell how you're on live on Ham Talk Live here, and I hope the audience can hear you okay. Thanks for taking a second to break in here. How are things on Baker?
Well, extremely hot, and as forecasted, a little tricky getting in and off the reef. It was a long voyage here, but it's mostly the heat that's keeping our work efforts on erecting the camp a little delayed, but we have 4 antennas up in the CW area. We have 3 antennas up in the sideband area and 2 in the digital area. We have all but 1 station up and running. The first night we had the second night we had a very bad squall come through that broke most of the CW antennas that we had worked for 2 days to get up. Those are all repaired now, and we're making cues at a pretty good rate. So with the delay, we're up to 10,000 cues, but we'll take it from there because even though it looks like we're going to get some rain again tonight, we don't need to be out working, and if the winds are not too bad, it won't affect them. Zillions of birds on the island. I mean, I've never seen so many birds, and they never shut up all night long. Freaking ass movies, sooty terns, probably a million sooty terns that don't know when to stop flying and squawking. But bands aren't too bad. We have over 500 cues on 160. We haven't seen 10 and 12 open even to Japan. Sideband is very slow, but when we can't make QSOs on sideband, we're having very good luck on FT8, which we also started up yesterday. And we're giving it a good go in all bands and modes, and tonight we will deploy the 6-meter antenna. So starting tomorrow, we will be QRV on 6 meters.
That's amazing, Don. And you guys have been doing just a fantastic job. How have the pile-ups been?
How are the what?
Pile-ups.
Pile-ups are great on 17 and 20. 40 has been spotty, and we only a few hours ago got up to 30-meter CW antenna, the good one. So the pileup should get better from here, but I don't think conditions, I haven't seen the solar flux numbers, but I don't think conditions have been extremely, since we got really going yesterday, but I could be wrong on that.
Why have you been using, is using FT8 due to the challenges of phone?
Yes, because what has been happening is the signals are right at the noise level, and FT8 is a low power, low signal mode. So by using as little as 30 watts, we're able to work stations that don't hear us when we're running 500 or 600 watts.
All right. Well, congratulations to Paul. Paul knew that it was the heat. So congratulations, and we'll get a Tower Electronics prize pack out to you, and thanks for playing. So that brings us to our final prize tonight, and it's from LDG Electronics. You can find them at ldgelectronics.com, and they have donated a $200 tuner for episode number 200. That's the LDG YT100, an automatic tuner intended for use with modern Yaesu transceivers. It works with popular Yaesu transceivers like the FT857, 897, and FT100. And like most LDG tuners, the YT100 operates automatically, beginning a tuning cycle whenever the user presses the tune button on the tuner. And it features LDG's advanced memory tuning, providing 2,000 memory locations when tuning near a previously used frequency. It just recalls the settings and it's nearly instantaneous. So thanks to LDG Electronics. They're at ldgelectronics.com for donating the prize tonight. So here's our final clip, and it comes from episode 186 when Jerry Ellsworth, AI6TK, and Amy Herndon, AI6ZU, were talking about augmented reality in ham radio. And so if you could tell me the name of their startup company for the augmented reality glasses, give me a call at 859-982-7373, and we'll get you that LDG tuner. So give us a call, and here's Jerry and Amy on episode 186.
This is a piece of technology that's coming, and it's going to open up a lot of possibilities for radio communication, and we're excited about what's possible in the form of augmentation for contesting or just general communications alone. But for at Visalia, I brought a very early prototype, and I put together a simulation of what it might look like if you had a 4-square antenna with 4 receivers, and you did just a little bit of math on the signals that you're receiving on these 4 antennas. And I showed right on the table, you saw a little house. It was in 3D. You could actually reach up, and it just looked like you could touch it. Right next to the house, you saw the 4 antennas sticking up right out of the table, just like miniature version. And all around the antenna, you could see cascading in the signal strength from different signals. What's interesting about augmented reality is because you get that extra depth to it and this extra interaction, you can actually reach in and select things with your hands or with an object. It gives you more information simultaneously. And so on this demo I put together, you could actually see the heading in which the signal was coming and which antenna you would want to select or where you want to point your antenna. It's very hard to actually see that kind of thing on a 2D screen because you could see amplitude poking up out of the waterfall that was coming cascading in towards the antennas, and you could see the heading in which direction it was coming.
So you can imagine in contesting, if you're wanting to reach a certain part of the world, you could actually take a look at, you could have your transceiver off to the side, and you can have your Tilt 5 mat off to the side, and you could take a look at how your antenna is performing, and you can turn your antenna and you can see how your signal is getting out in 3D, and then actually figure out if you're aimed in the right direction, if you're heading towards that area of the world that you want to pick up. And, you can just imagine it. Take it from there. It can make it so much easier to actually see that. When we were talking last night, with the folks on Ham Nation, who are saying, like, you can imagine something like a Google Earth, where you can see the whole kind of globe in front of you. You can spin it with your hand, and you can see how your signal strength is getting out across the globe. And then how neat would that be if the person that you just connected with also had that ability, and you could actually reach in and kind of interact with each other in real time while you're making that connection?
Yeah, so we have the ability to track objects and hands, and we have a wand, a magic wand that you can use to select things. And a unique feature of our system is you can actually, our system is based on this game board that you open up, and that's where all the images show up. You can actually take your game board sitting on your table, link it up to somebody else's game board across the world, and you have this shared 3D space. So imagine hooking our system up to the spotting networks. You make a contact, then automatically you could see this 3D world pop up, and you could see exactly where they are. It could load up Google Maps with 3D view of the terrain, the location where you're actually.
Yeah, if they have a big tower there, you could actually maybe see their tower, which would be pretty cool, and maybe see the signal strength coming off of their tower as well. That would be pretty interesting.
But then you could take it to another level as well. So once you've made your contact, you could actually link your game boards together and have communication over the internet where you could potentially share 3D models. So our glasses have the ability that you could digitize objects. So I don't know, you get the new ICOM 7610 and you walk around it and you digitize it into 3D, and then you can link up to your new friend you made and send them a 3D model. And you could be like, well, here's where the cat port is on my new hot ICOM rig. And we also, I should clarify, a lot of this is super early. There's got to be clever ham radio programmers that, are going to take on these challenges of making the software tools the Joe Taylors and folks out there. And of course we're interested in that ourselves, and we're kind of poking it as well. But, we're just talking basically about this is the future, what it could be like. There's a lot of interesting things. So you were talking earlier about you're working with your school and they're having antenna problems. One thing that I started working on, it's not complete yet, is I wanted to pull in NEC antenna simulations and be able to build complex antennas in 3D. So you would use the magic wand to drag in real time, antenna elements and move them around and constantly be calculating the antenna. Gosh, I'm having trouble, not enough sleep, radiation patterns as you move elements in real time. And you could just lean in to your table and you look at this miniature version of your antenna, and you can actually see how moving these elements is changing. And also you could bring in Google Earth, the terrain map, and you could see how the terrain is going to affect your antenna, and you could set up I know we have high iron content. You could use the magic wand to paint iron on the ground, or I know the roof of my school, it has metal, so I'm going to put aluminum on the top of this. And you can model your house, and you can see how these complex interactions actually work in a very intuitive way that's really hard on a 2D screen, but absolutely trivial on a 3D screen.
All right. Well, congratulations to Chris Bloxham. He knew that it was Tilt 5. So congratulations. You get the LDG tuner from LDG Electronics, and they will be sending that one out. So I will let them know, and congratulations. Well, that's about it. We're running a little late here tonight, but hope you've had a lot of fun listening, and I've had a lot of fun just answering the phones rapid fire. That's fun. That's what we like to have. So I hope you all will call in some more. But no, the format was a little different tonight, and we had a bunch of prizes to give away. It was kind of fun to answer the phones and talk to some people while things were going on. So hopefully we can keep doing that. So thanks for listening, and we hope to bring you many more episodes in the months to come. And again, thanks to ICOM, Tower Electronics, and LDG Electronics for providing the prizes for tonight's celebration for episode 200. And it's been a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed a look back at the first 199 episodes. And one final reminder here, Carol Perry, WB2MGP, is now accepting nominations for the Young Ham Lends a Hand contest. Any young ham, age 19 or younger, who's demonstrated basic tenets of service and volunteerism, can be nominated. They can be someone who helps recruit or mentor other young people, assist at local community events, or help in some way with the elderly or military, and just something in their community. So nominations can be sent to Whiskey Bravo 2 Mike Golf Papa WB2MGP at gmail.com before the end of April, and the winner will be announced at the Dayton Hamvention Youth Forum, and that's a $100 prize. So if you get a chance and you know someone, nominate them for that. And there's 10 days left in the Youth on the Air Camp Matching Fundraising Campaign. You can make your donation count double if you do that by the end of February. So go to youthontheair.org and click on the donate button, and we're well on our way to our goal here to help fund Yoda Camp this summer. Well, that is a wrap for the 200th episode of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to everyone out there in cyberspace for listening and calling in and typing in. And I invite you back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time when Jim Idelson, K1IR, will be here to talk about the Zero Falls Alliance. And for a list of all of our upcoming guests, just go to hamtalklive.com. And if you like Ham Talk Live, please leave us a review on iTunes or wherever you listen. That helps others find us faster. So until episode number 201, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375, and may the good DX be yours.
Well, you came right back to my CQ call. Your readability 5 and strength 9. You never once mentioned your weather at all, and I didn't mention mine. We talked and talked for hours and hours. I completely forgot you're a ham. I don't know your power or the height of your tower. Frankly, I don't give a damn. So 73s to you and your family. I'll be seeing you further down the log. Your 73s to you and your family. I'll be seeing you further down the log. It's hard to believe that you're anti-Indeed, 'cause you sound just like a local up here. But why don't those whistling Mediterraneans check if the frequency's clear? We're warm and cozy in our shacks, and we have talked about thousands of things. About shoes, about ships, about sealing wax, about cabbages and kings. So 73s to you and your family. I'll be seeing you further down the log. Your 73s to you and your family. I'll be seeing you further down the log.